Yeah.
What's good? It's your boy JayThat'sMe. We're going to get into NXT from April the 8th, 2025. An okay episode of NXT. Not my favorite, but it is what it is. So, we kicked the show off with Stephanie Vaquer. She had a quick backstage interview with Kelly Kinnaid saying that she's going to make her decision regarding the NXT Women's Championship match at Stand and Deliver after the upcoming match. So this leads us into the first match of the night, which was Jordynne Grace versus Jada Parker. Jada Parker ended up getting DQ'd because she hit Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer was on commentary. All three women got into a brawl. Julia came out to make the save. Then all four of them brawled, and then Julia turned on Stephanie Vaquer. She headbutted her, and then she hit the Northern Light suplex bomb, and then she stood tall with the NXT Women's Championship, and oh my God, it's going to be a fatal four-way. No. Triple H, you dumb son of a gun. Stupid. Just stupid. Oh my God. We know Triple H is the culprit behind this bullshit, not Shawn Michaels. It is what it is. I mean, we could have easily done two matches. You could have done Jordynne Grace and Jada Parker at Stand and Deliver. The winner of that is the new number one contender. And then you do Stephanie Vaquer and Julia. I believe this would be number 3 or 4. So I don't know, man. It is what it is. Who cares? There's nothing we can do about it now. Moving on. So Swipe Right. They talk smack to Hank and Tank in the backstage area. They want them to take some notes during their upcoming match with Fraxium. Okay. I don't understand why Swipe Right is there. I mean, I get they're using Evolve talent, but are they really ready? And not too ready. I mean, they're fine. They just don't have any definition to them at all. Honest, if I didn't know any better, I would think that both of these guys just graduated high school like last year, or they're about to graduate in the next couple months. I swear to you. I swear. Moving on, though. So, the calling, they make a promise to Shawn Spears that they'll do everything they can to get him back to the NXT North American Championship. Shawn Spears appreciates the passion, but the title's no longer the focus. The title was a vessel just to bring them closer as a unit. Shawn Spears wants collective success, not just individual. Tonight, the focus is on Izzy Dame. They want her to qualify for the Women's North American Championship ladder match at Stand and Deliver. Don't dwell on what happened last week. Focus on what she can achieve. Shawn Spears is sending Brooks Jensen and Nico Vance after Hank and Tank. Okay, that's fine there. I really don't give a shit about this, though. At least Shawn Spears is focusing on elevating the young talent, mainly Izzy Dame and Nico Vance. Since we don't know anything about Nico Vance at all, Brooks Jensen along with Josh Briggs, like those guys should kind of basically be released. Not being mean, but Brooks Jensen's been in NXT for 3 years, and I really don't see him being a success on the main roster. Him or Josh Briggs. I think Josh Briggs has been in WWE for about, I want to say 6 years. I remember when I used to watch 205 Live, when after they stopped doing 205 Live, the Cruiserweight edition, they ended up turning it just into a regular, how they do Evolve and NXT 2.0. And Josh Briggs was on there, and that was back in 2019. So he's been with the company for basically 6 years, man. I don't know, man. Moving on, Fraxium, they defeat Swipe Right. Okay, that's fine. It makes perfect sense. The NXT Tag Team division is awful. It's awful. I really do think that it's time for Triple H to actually call back down some teams. Bring back Pretty Deadly. If you want to bring back, if you want to put down Motor City Machine Guns, that's fine. But this tag team division in NXT needs some life, because it's not that good outside of No Quarter Catch Crew. I like them. Miles Bourne, Tavion Heights, Charlie Dempsey, and Ren Sinclair. I like them as a faction. They're really good. So, good stuff there. Moving on. So, JC, Jane, and Fallon Henley, they're bickering backstage with each other about who should represent Federal Influence in the Women's North American Championship Ladder qualifiers. Jasmine Nix says she's gonna step up and represent the crew tonight. Okay, that's fine. So Ruca defeats Jasmine Nix. This was a really good match for Jasmine Nix. She ended up hitting the Nix kick, which was great. I thought it was gonna be the finish, but so Ruca kicked out, and then so Ruca ended up winning via the Snow Snatcher for the 1-2-3. It makes perfect sense. Now, Jasmine Nix, she's actually spent, I want to say a couple years or two, at least 2 or 3 years on the indies. I looked at her Wikipedia, and so she has been wrestling for a little bit. She's young. She's like in her mid-20s. I think she's between the ages of like 23 and 25. So she's in her early to mid-20s. She still needs some work, but she's good. I do like her. I want to know what the plan is for Federal Influence. If they're going to break them up, don't. They just need to put them on the main roster, that being, my bad, not Jasmine Nix, but that being JC Jane and Fallon Henley. They've been ready. Fallon Henley's been in NXT for a good 3.5 years now. Same thing with JC Jane. They came in about the same time, maybe a month or two apart or whatever. But it's time for those two to really go to the main roster. I don't see them being successful as single stars, like where one goes to SmackDown and one goes to Raw. They're not going to be successful like that. It's just best to bring them up as a tag team. So it is what it is. It's nothing we can do. It really isn't. I just feel like I got a feeling that they're going to end up taking a lot of talent from NXT that's doing good, and they're going to be replaced with like a bunch of nobodies. I've got that feeling. Like I feel that Triple H wants to bring up like Julia and bring up Jada Parker, Jordan Grace, Roxanne Perez, and a couple other people. Maybe Kalani Jordan, people like that who are basically kind of ready for the main roster. Maybe even like a Lola Vice as well. But I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen, but you never know with that fucking clown up there. You never know. Moving on. So Jevon Evans, he had a backstage interview with Sarah Schreiber. He knows what Darkstate is. If Oba Femi and Trick would have listened to him, they wouldn't be in this position tonight. He's tired of the little bro treatment. He's coming for the NXT Championship. Jevon is taking this all step by step. All right, that's fine. A reporter tried to ask Julia in the NXT parking lot why she attacked her best friend. She basically wants a rematch at Stand and Deliver with Stephanie Vaquer. I got a feeling, like I said before, that Julia might get called up. Is she ready? No, she's not. She just got there. You can't just call people up and do what? That's the problem with like Carmelo Hayes and all that. You can't just call people up out of storylines and stuff just because you feel like, what you have on the main roster is not working. That's on you. If you don't have plans for these guys and girls long term, then don't bring them the fuck up. Wait until something comes up, and then that's when you bring them up. You just don't call them up just because, we need fresh talent. It's the Raw after Mania. It's the SmackDown after Mania. No one gives a fuck about that. No one cares. At best, you should call, I would say, about maybe 6 to 8 people who are ready, primed and ready to be on the main roster. You don't need to pick up people who are good and who are over. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Moving on. So the Culling, they defeat Hank and Tank. Who cares? I'm not a fan of Hank and Tank. I'm just not. They're way too pushed on NXT. They need to actually be shoved down to Evolve, not being mean. I don't see them guys getting over on the main roster. I just don't. Maybe if Vince was there, but Triple H being there, hell no. Oh no, that's not going to happen at all. Moving right along, Ricky Sane shows up. So He basically said that he told everybody on the first night when he stepped foot in NXT, he told everyone that he's gonna turn this place upside down, and that the revolution is gonna be televised, and that he's gonna be an absolute superstar. He said he's standing here as the new NXT North American champion. He said he'd love to keep the celebration going, but unfortunately, he's got a bitter taste in his mouth last week, and it's all due to all ego Ethan Page. He understands it. Don't get him wrong. He fully understands that if a guy like him, of his caliber, came in and did the exact same thing, but better and quicker, my little ego would be shattered. So basically, he calls out Ethan Page. He's never been no punk. So Lexis King shows up. He basically just wants some more gold, basically. Eddie Thorpe shows up. And I thought that he was going to be in a tag team with Ridge Holland back at Roadblock, but that never even materialized into anything for whatever fucking reason. So anyway, basically Eddie Thorpe just wants the North American Championship because it represents the land of his people. It's his birthright. So Wesley shows up and he says that, look, the title was at its absolute peak when it was across his shoulder. He said he's long overdue about having gold around his waist. Then Lexis King, he tells Wesley that he gets it. He feels his sentiment, but if he was in his shoes, he'd be devastated. And then Eddie Thorpe tells Lexis King to shut up. We got another gritty white man who's not content with what he already has. That's hilarious. I love that. Really good shit there. That popped me. So Ricky Saints was like, listen, the three of you, it's not, my bad. This is not, my bad. He says, hold up. He says, you three, this is not the time to try and figure this out. If you want to try this right here, okay. So then Ethan Page shows up and he drops Ricky Saints with the twisted grin, and that was it. And then that leads to a 6-person a brawl, basically. That's fine. It seems like they're going to start a feud between Eddie Thorpe and Lexis King. That could be interesting. Thankfully, this is not going to be a fatal 5-way like I thought it was going to be. Thankfully, it's not. It's going to be a fatal 4-way next week. Ethan Page, Lexis King, Wesley, and Eddie Thorpe. Obviously, Ethan Page is going to win. Like, why wouldn't he win? It makes the most sense. Then I think once he loses at Stand and Deliver, then Ethan Page needs to be called up along with Wesley. Who else? Yeah, Wesley, Ethan Page, Ridge Holland. After you get done feuding Eddie Thorpe with Lexis King, bring up Eddie Thorpe as well. He's been there about 3 years now. So, start bringing those guys up, man, for real. That's just me. But leave Trick Williams alone. Leave Julia alone. Just leave them alone, please, Triple H. Keep your fucking hands off them. All right? Stephanie Vaquer tells Ava that Mr. Stone tells Ava, Mr. Stone, and Stevie Turner that she's made her decision. She wants to face everyone in a fatal 4-ways. Oh my God, no. So it's gonna be Julia, Jordan Grace, Daddy Parker, and Stephanie Vaquer. Not good. It is what it is, though. Moving on. Sarah Schreiber had a backstage interview with Trick Williams. He's not here for any stop story, but every time it comes to him trying to get his title back, there's always someone in his way. First was Eddie Thorpe, now Jevon Evans. Take a look at his resume. He's leaving Stand and Deliver with a title around his waist. He's concerned about Darkstate. He needs Oba Femi and Jevon to be on their A game tonight. However, at Stand and Deliver, Trick is going to kick both their asses. Great stuff. Great little promo there. Moving on. Wesley defeats Inamura. Who cares? I don't give a shit about this. Moving on. Oba Femi, he cut a backstage promo. He says that he talked about Darkstate, saying that your presence here in NXT seems They have the entire locker room at edge. Everyone is wondering when you'll strike, where you'll strike from, and the ruler knows all too well about that. In addition, you're attacking me last week. I haven't forgot about what you did to me at Vengeance today because you hit me with your last shot, with your best shot, and you failed to put me down. So tonight, he's going to return the favor, and when I'm done with you four fools, I'll turn my attention fully to Trick Williams and Jevon Evans because in 2 weeks, their opportunity, it'll be their opportunity to hit me with their best shot, and they'll find out the hard way that the ruler can't be stopped. They'll suffer the same fate that Darkstate will suffer tonight, and that is defeat at the hands of Oba Femi. Good stuff. Good little promo there. Moving on, Izzy Dame qualifies for the women's ladder match, so she got added in. She defeated Ren Sinclair. She wins via the Sky High. Okay, cool stuff there. Moving on, so Ava tells Roxanne Perez, Last Legend, and Fatal Influence that there's not going to be a last chance qualifying match this year. They should have won their matches. Ava's got an idea for Stand and Deliver. Roxanne says it better not be a tag team match because she doesn't have a tag team partner. Okay, that's fine. It seems like Roxanne, Last Legend, and Fatal Influence may get their main roster call-outs, maybe. I doubt it, though. You know, it's just being teased. It's probably going to end up being like a battle royal for the women. That's common sense. Moving on. So, Uriah Connors and Kel Dixon, they still want guidance from Andre Chase. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. So, Hank and Tank, they're into the Street Profits in the backstage area. There's going to be ups and downs. Montez Ford tells Hank and Tank to lean into who they are. They don't have to be anything different. Be Hank and Tank. The Profits tell Hank and Tank that there's going to be a tag team gauntlet match next week, and the winners will battle Fraxium for the NXT Tag Team Championships at Stand and Deliver. It's time to lock in. It's time to stand and deliver. Oh my God, this is so dumb because they're doing the same shit on SmackDown this week. That's not good, but it is what it is. Who cares, man? That's just how Triple H thinks. Well, both the main roster and NXT have to do the exact same things. No, they don't. They do not. Triple H. They do not. Moving on. So, main event of the evening, 6-man tag, Darkstate. They defeat Oba Femi, Trick Williams, and Jevon Evans. So, the three guys were Deion Lennox, Shaquan Sugars, and James Connors or something like that or whatever. So, they ended up getting the win, Darkstate, because Oba Femi threw Trick into one of the members. Then Trick and Oba started rolling to the back and everything else. And then this just left Jevon by his lonesome. And then Jevon succumbed to the numbers game. And that was it. And then, post-match, Stacks, he appeared on the Titantron, and he invites Darkstate to the NXT parking lot. They're going to find out that messing with the D'Angelo family has severe consequences. Okay, good stuff there. That should be interesting. That should be fun. I still think that Stacks is going to be the main culprit of this faction. I don't see any of these guys really being ready. They're just WWE ID talent. I know that Saquon Sugars, he's been on the Indies for like at least 2 or 3 years. So, I mean, that's okay. So, he does have some experience. So, you know, that's cool there. NXT this week was okay. It could have been better. Again, I'm not a fan of the multi-person matches. I'm just not. It's worthless. I don't know why Triple H is doing that. It's just to get everybody on the card, but it is what it is. But what did you guys think of NXT? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.